From Neural Newscast, I'm Maya Kim.
And I'm Michael Turner.
Topping our news today, Japanese Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi has secured a powerful mandate following a landslide election victory. Meanwhile, in Washington, the federal government faces a looming deadline for Homeland Security funding that could lead to a partial shutdown.
We will also look at a major policy shift in Kyiv as Ukraine opens its doors to arms exports. And in technology, the recent Super Bowl underscored a massive shift in capital, with $700 billion in AI infrastructure spending taking center stage.
The political landscape in Japan has shifted dramatically following Sunday's snap elections. Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi led her coalition to a landslide victory, consolidating her power in the world's fourth largest economy.
The impact of her win was felt immediately in the global markets. The Nikkei 225 index jumped 3.9% on the news, reaching a record high as investors reacted to the prospect of continued political stability.
Takaichi is now expected to move forward with a series of aggressive policy measures. Her agenda includes significant tax cuts and a boost in military spending designed to counter China's growing influence throughout the Asia-Pacific region.
Analysts suggest this victory will likely strengthen Japan's alliance with the United States. It also marks a turn toward more nationalist economic and defense policies at a critical time for regional security.
In Washington, a high-stakes negotiation is unfolding as the deadline to fund the Department of Homeland Security approaches. Funding for the agency is set to expire within days, creating a sense of urgency on Capitol Hill.
Senate Democrats have sent the White House a list of specific demands. They are calling for significant reforms to immigration and customs enforcement and general law enforcement before they will allow any funding bill to move forward.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt indicated that the administration is willing to negotiate. However, she described several of the Democratic priorities as non-starters, suggesting a difficult path ahead for a bipartisan agreement.
Republicans currently hold narrow majorities in both chambers of Congress. A failure to reach a consensus by the end of the week could trigger a partial government shutdown affecting thousands of federal employees.
We turn now to the conflict in Eastern Europe. President Volodymyr Zelenskiy has announced that Ukraine is officially opening exports for its domestically produced weapons, a significant change in the country's wartime trade policy.
The government in Kyiv plans to establish 10 export centers across Europe this year. These centers will focus on the sale of combat drones and electronic warfare systems, many of which have been battle-tested and proven effective in the field.
This new export strategy is designed to generate revenue for domestic defense production. It comes as Russia has reportedly presented a massive $12 trillion economic proposal intended as a settlement for the conflict.
The Russian proposal includes potential U.S. stakes in reconstruction efforts. President Zelenskiy, however, expressed deep skepticism regarding the offer, specifically criticizing the idea of turning the Donbas region into a free economic zone.
In domestic politics, House Republicans are preparing to vote on the Save America Act this week. The legislation represents a significant effort to reshape federal electoral processes ahead of the upcoming midterm elections.
While supporters say the bill will increase election security, critics warned that the proposed changes could disproportionately impact minority voters, particularly in key swing states.
Finally, the scale of the artificial intelligence industry was on full display during the Super Bowl. High-profile advertisements from companies like Google and Svedka prominently showcased generative AI technology to a massive global audience.
This marketing push reflects an unprecedented financial trend. Tech giants are currently projected to spend $700 billion on AI infrastructure in 2026 alone, marking one of the largest capital investment cycles in history.
I'm Maya Kim.
And I'm Michael Turner. Thank you for listening to Neural Newscast. Neural Newscast is AI-assisted, human-reviewed. View our AI transparency policy at neuralnewscast.com.